In this walkthrough, we're going to help you set up your first AWS account, as well as install the AWS CLI on your local machine so that you can upload your Terraform projects to AWS when you're ready. So first, we're going to go ahead and create an AWS account. You can just click this big orange button at the bottom here, and you'll have to provide an email and an account name, and I'll leave you for a moment just because you'll have to go verify this email address. So once you've verified your email and entered a password, you'll go ahead and walk through these setup steps. And as you can see, it's just things about how you'll sign into AWS, some other information, setting up billing information here as well. There's nothing tricky here, so I'll just see you after you set this up. Okay, great. So now you've hopefully made it inside the AWS console. We can just click on the Go to Management console here, and you'll see kind of the main interaction area for your account here. You don't really have to step through the tutorial if you don't want to, but it's a good place to learn kind of the defaults of how AWS works. But for now, we're actually going to go back to the Cloud Go instructions, and we're going to install the AWS CLI. There's a nice link right here for it. I'm running on a Mac, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the Mac version. There's a nice GUI installer here. You can also use the command line installer if you'd like. I'm just going to go for the simple one. So we're going to go over here and just download. We'll open up the package here, and it's just going to take you through an install wizard. You can pretty much skip right through all this. And once this is nice and set up for you, we'll just have to go and create an IAM role inside the AWS console so that you can actually link the credentials between your account and your local machine in order to upload your Terraform deployments. So this will just take a moment to complete. So once you have that installed, you can close this install wizard, move it to trash if you'd like, and we can go ahead and close out of this window. We're actually going to go back to the console here. We're going to go to our search bar and just search for IAM, and you're going to go to the IAM service. In here, you're going to go to the left bar here. You're going to click on Users and create a new user in the top right. You can call this whatever you'd like. Because you're just giving this programmatic access, you don't really need to provide access to the actual management console. And now we just need to set a permission for this role so it can actually access your AWS account. We're just going to go ahead and attach a policy directly to keep it simple. Actually, look at that. I didn't even have to search for it. We just have the administrator access role right here. We're going to go ahead and click on that. You can, of course, select a more fine-grained role if you want this account to have, not full access to your AWS account, but because we just want to deploy any Terraform resources, we're going to give it full administrator access. Then you can scroll right on down to the bottom here and just click on Next. Don't have to worry about this page. This is just for you to review and create, and then you can go ahead and create this user. And now that you have your demo user, this is what's going to be kind of running your AWS CLI between your local machine and AWS. So you can actually click on this demo user, and you can see that we've already added kind of this administrator access permission while we were creating it. So now what we're going to need to do is create an access key. And you can see right here, the CLI, this is our use case. We just want to use the AWS CLI with this role. So we understand that that's what we're going to go and try to do. Don't need to worry about tag values, just need to create the access key. And these two values right here are the main ones that you're going to need to use. Obviously, you shouldn't show this to anyone. This is your secret access key, but you will need to copy both into the terminal. So go ahead and into your terminal, and because you've already installed and set up and configured through the wizard the AWS CLI, you can actually just type AWS configure, and you'll see that that recognizes the AWS command and starts running the install in the background. And here it's going to go ask you for your AWS access key ID. And you can just go copy this from right here and paste it in. And it's going to ask you for your secret access key ID, which I'm just going to cut out for a moment so you don't see this, and you should not let anyone see yours either. And you can see this is now asking me for my default region, which I can just hit enter to skip. Output format, which I also don't care about, I can just click enter to skip, and there you go. You now have AWS configured locally through the CLI to access this cloud account. So any Terraform commands or deployments that you want to connect to this AWS account and deploy programmatically, you can now do so. The next step would be to head to our deployment instructions for a Cloud Go project to AWS.